I want to ask about the project. So how was it besides a lot of arithmetic? Woo. No. It was like, no, never do it again. Okay. Woo. No.
I just kept forgetting to subtract one.
Yeah. That's the trick when you hear the words at least. It's 1 minus. Yeah. And hopefully you understand why. Now, if you don't, it's okay. I'm not going to let you not understand it by the end of the course. But the idea is when I ask you questions like, what's the chance at least one hard drive works? And there's 6 of them. It's too hard to figure that out. I mean, what does it mean if you have 6 hard drives? What does it mean for at least one of them to work? What does that mean?
94 are going to
Oh, I mean, even more, no, forget the opposite for a second, Jen. I'm trying to prove to you why you do it the opposite way.
Oh, because you find the probability of the ones that do work.
Right, but perfect. There are 63 different arrangements of making at least one work. Think about it this way. There's 6 hard drives. I'm using the RAID disk example here, but it applies to all of them. So you got disk 1, disk 2, disk 3, disk 4, disk 5, and disk 6. What is it? What does it mean if at least one works? Which one or which ones work? Go ahead, you tell me right now. Give me one example.
D3 works.
D3 works. Okay? And that means D1, D2, D4, D5, and D6 doesn't. Good. Is that the only way that at least one can work? No. Give me another one. D2 can work. All the ones don't work. How about that? Is that it? No. They could all work. They could all work, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 could work.
Which 2?
D1, D2.
D1, D2 could work. Could 4 work and 2 not work?
Yeah.
Which 4? You see what we're getting at here? You don't want to do it that way.
No.
Because there are 63 different arrangements. We just listed 4 of them. There are 59 more arrangements of at least one working. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, okay, I'm starting to buy this 1 minus thing. How many arrangements are there of the opposite? What's the opposite of at least one working?
99.
What's the opposite of at least one working?
5 or over.
All of them don't work, correct? If at least one works, that means you've got one green circle at least somewhere in the row of what you've written. The opposite to that is all red X's. And that's the only way none of them can work. Isn't that easy to calculate? There's only one possibility. But if you calculate that and take it away from 100%, you get all of this together. This plus that equals 100%. That was what your first project taught you. The chance of at least one thing happening plus the chance of it not happening has to happen 100% of the time. Either, if I deal you 5 cards out of a deck, you're either going to get at least 1 ace, or you're not going to get any aces whatsoever. So those 2 probabilities added together have to be 100%. If I flip a coin, which we'll do today in class, 30 times, I'm either going to get tails somewhere in there, or I'm not. If I create, or what was it, Eric?
Heads all the time.
Or you're not heads all the time. The chance of those 2 things added together is 100%. If I run a statistical test and I want to see if a flu vaccine is working, which 244 is going to be doing here momentarily, either the flu vaccine works or it doesn't. 100% of the time, either it works or it doesn't. At least one person will be cured by it, or nobody will be cured by it. See, that's the overarching. So I started that in your first project. That was where the at least one first popped up. You might have remembered that, you might not have. I think I mentioned the project. Remember your first project? You're like, no, of course I didn't. You scroll back and look at it again. Good. Hopefully, if you haven't realized it, you realize it soon. The way I teach these courses is very cyclical. I'm constantly looking back to old stuff as I bring new stuff in. I try not to bring in new stuff too quickly because I want to have time to process the connections to the old stuff. It gets annoying. Maddie's 105, she remembers. It does get annoying, and it's like, yeah, okay. But the idea is that way you constantly put those big ideas back on the table and don't have a chance to forget them. You've seen the forgetting curve, correct? We saw that in here, didn't we? What I'm doing is I'm fighting that curve. I'm fighting that curve. Now, once June hits, all bets are off. Once you guys are out of my hands. I wish you well. Keep reading the papers, keep being critical, keep being ruined by the news. Or keep ruining the news, I should say. Yes. You proved the Gainesville Sun wrong today at 2:44. That was fun. Jeb Bush, back in 2009, he made it not mandatory to wear helmets when you ride a motorcycle.
Did you say the Gainesville Sun?
Gainesville Sun?
That's from Pratt.
You're from Gainesville? Punk rock capital of Florida? Very nice, very nice. Love that little town, great little town.
Gainesville Sun?
Yeah, the Gainesville Sun had an article. that was slamming Jeb Bush.
Yeah.
You remember this? Slamming Jeb Bush because he revoked the mandatory helmet law in Florida. And they said, in the quote-unquote disastrous results, 402 people died in 2009, which was more than any individual number of people that had ever died before. Right? So they said it again. Trey?
Oh, that's just, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Because when you weight that with the number of motorbike trips made, the percentage of people dying actually went down.
Yep.
You see what I'm getting at? Watch the news, be critical. Read the Gainesville Sun. Be critical, be skeptical. Skepticism, criticism, not criticism, but skepticism and being a critical thinker. Sometimes people, I often hear that I've ruined people. I love that. It makes me happy. Because what you actually mean is I've taught you how to be skeptical. And skeptical isn't a bad thing. Skeptical is an important thing. It means you're paying attention, right? You're paying attention. You're not just accepting things at face value, right? You're not just reading a headline and accepting the headline. The headline's often biased and misleading. Keep looking, keep looking. These are the tools that allow you to keep looking. So, and it's kind of silly when you think it's like pumpkin seeds. Like, who the hell cares? You might not care, but that idea of redundancy, the idea of the RAID disks, is the exact same idea in 244 that talks about replicating studies. Why you should run a study more than one time before reporting unsurprising results. Multivitamins now fight cancer. Can you prove that to me without a shadow of doubt? Well, we just did a study that shows that multivitamins fight cancer. I think I told you about this one, yes?
I heard
Yes.
bananas do the same thing.
Bananas do the same thing?
Yeah, they said that the darker the banana is supposed to be.
Well, the yummier they are.
Well, yeah, but.
One of mine fell 20 feet from the second floor of Grandview to the first floor on Tuesday. I think it was delicious. Black. By the time I ate it, I'm like, oh yeah. The bottom of the bag, kicking a little bit. I'm not fighting cancer. It tastes awesome. It's eat banana bread out of the peel.
Oh, yeah.
But the idea is, one study came out that showed that it fights cancer, but hundreds of studies have been done that shows that it doesn't. So do you believe the outlier? Not unless the outlier is replicable, in which case it's not an outlier anymore. That's the point. Skepticism. Hearty, healthy skepticism is what I'm trying to breed in you guys. Yes. Sounds like it's working, at least partially. Good. I know sometimes it feels frustrating when you have to do math like this. But this is the tools, this is the toolkit you're designing for the skepticism, right? It gives you ammo. You can't just say, oh, I think Sean would disagree with this. Sean probably would. But this allows you, and this doesn't mean don't email me when you get stuck. Please do. Turn this off, we're tough. If you ever get stuck with something, I constantly have students emailing me studies that they want me to check out. I just got an email from a student last term 243 that says statistical justification why you shouldn't wear a bike helmet while biking. Like, hell yeah, I want to read that. That sounds wickedly interesting, because I've actually heard similar arguments. That whatever positive benefit, statistically averagely speaking, is gained from wearing a helmet while biking is offset by the unsafe practices it forces bikers to have. I want to see how this person measured that. I'm curious. In parallel news, a couple of Swedish women developed a bike helmet. You may have seen the video for this one.
Oh, yeah.
The bike helmet without a helmet.
Yes.
It's a collar.
Yeah.
You seen it?
Weird.
It's
Yeah.
freaking awesome. It's a collar that you wear. It's very fashionable. Their point was that nobody's gonna wear a bike helmet because they're ugly. Screw your hair up, right?
Does it air
Trust me,
condition too?
I know. So the idea. Say that again.
So does it air condition too?
Does it air condition?
Maybe.
You know, like some of those little neck wraps that they have, like.
I don't know. Maybe. But this one's an airbag. Is what this is. We're around your neck. It's like a scarf, and when it senses a shock, just like an airbag does, it throws an airbag around your head. So when you hit, it happens in a split second like an airbag, and it cushions your fall. Crazy. Watch the video. It is amazing. It's Swedish bike helmet, something. Just Google that. It's
Look it up right now.
No, I got other stuff to show you. But I just bring that up because I want to say that again. Oh, sorry.
What if you're
Trey, go ahead.
What if you're mountain biking and you're jumping and you're.
I'm not saying these people are commuting.
They're just.
Their point is people riding to work they're not going to want to go through what I have to go through, which is bringing clothes, taking a shower when I mean, if you think about it, my bike commute adds an additional probably hour each way onto my day. Well, no, that's being a little unfair. Probably an hour coming in and probably an extra 20 minutes to 30 minutes going home. Because I get here, I got to clean up, I got to take a shower, I got to shave, I got to make sure that everything I wouldn't have to, well, I guess I have to shave in a car too, but everything I have to do, I didn't have to do in a car, I have to carry on my back to get here. I got to carry all this crap in my bag. I do it because I love doing it, but their point is they could take one thing away. You could ride to work in your clothes and not have to mess your hair up on the process. Therefore, maybe making people actually wear a bike helmet versus not wearing a bike. That's their big idea, is how can we make it more appealing? Make it cute. I mean, how do you explain Hello Kitty? It's cute, it sells, right? So,
It's called the invisible bike helmet.
the invisible bike helmet, boom! There it is, there it is. Excellent, excellent. Do this now. So anyway, again, I like being skeptically critical or critically skeptical. I don't always think things aren't going to pan out. It's just sometimes they don't. That's the whole point. Sometimes things don't hold up to scrutiny. So I wanted to share a few of those examples before we went on any further. We talked about Jared already. We like Jared. He's fun. So I wanted to kind of show